This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. Welcome to SQL Server demo, which is going to include SQL and TSQL. T stands for Transact SQL. Okay. Before we start the class, let me talk about course details. So daily 1 hour class will be there. It will be Monday to Friday Indian timings. Clear? 45 days to 50 days maximum, only Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, you don't have any classes. All live classes recorded videos are shared on the same day. You must download the video and take the notes completely by using paper and pen. Okay, so buy a book and please write all important points. Interview questions are shared during the class and case studies are provided, so which are basic to very advanced level case study. You cannot call it as a case study, it is a project itself. Okay, so that we're going to be covering. Interview tips and tricks are given, CV preparation guidance is provided, and sample CVs are provided to create a new CV out of it. Software and installation support is provided. If you don't have SQL Server software, you can reach our team info at goonlinetrainings.com. You can reach them so that they will be able to help you with the software installation, and they will also give you a software. Clear? You have to write a mail to them info at goonlinetrainings.com saying that I have joined SQL Server batch. I need a software. Clear? If you write a mail to them, so info at goonlinetrainings.com, you will be able to get a software as well as the installation steps are provided. If you find any difficulty, you can reach them once so that they will be able to install. Clear? So 24 by 7 lab support is given by me. If you have any difficulties while doing lab, so you can call me or ping me in my WhatsApp number. This is my WhatsApp number 9000075637, and this is my email ID baskerjogi@gmail.com. And my team is having trainings at goonlinetrainings.com and 9642143942. This is their WhatsApp number. These two are WhatsApp numbers. So please make a note of this and don't ask me again what is your team's email ID, what is your team's phone number. Just make a note of this, and every video is going to contain these two numbers. If you need any software installation or the help, you can just reach them. If you need a technical help, so I'm reachable. Clear, guys? And 6 months validity for the course. What is the meaning of this? If you make the payment today, whatever be the issue, if you're discontinued for the session, and within 6 months you can complete this course, even though you left this course now, you can rejoin in the second batch within the 6 months. Okay, that is there. And one more thing, even though you have completed once, you wanted to attend second time for free, so you are allowed to attend in the second time as well, in the second batch without paying any extra amount. Am I clear? So within 6 months, you can attend multiple batches without making extra amount. Clear? So only make the amount once and you can have multiple batches presence. Clear? So that is there. So for all students, the 6 months is the validity, and only thing is that you have to be regular to the class, and I'm going to be taking very basic level. I assume that you are coming from non-IT background. That is where my classes are going to start. Okay, I'm assuming that you're coming from non-IT background, so that is where I'm going to be starting. So from very basic level to very advanced level, I'm going to be taking 85 to 90% of the interview questions are discussed in the class, and you should be able to crack the interview very easily. Am I clear? So these are the things that goonlinetrainings.com is going to offer. Clear? I have around 20 years of experience in the IT industry. I worked for many companies like Accenture, Wipro, Infosys. Then my last company was Microsoft Hyderabad. So currently I'm not working anywhere. I'm doing a consultant assignments for an architect level, and I review the codes. I help the people for the trainings. I give a lot of career guidance. Many people do not know where to start their life and how to come into IT industry. A lot of people have very good, marks in the subjects or in the degrees, but end of the day, if you don't have proper mentor, if you don't have a proper mentor, so many people cannot get into IT industry. Even though you're working in the IT industry, if you don't have proper guidance, you are not going to shine, okay, in the IT industry as well. I'll give a lot of career guidance. Clear? So that is also there. So more than 20 to 30,000 people I have trained. So I love teaching. I'm passionate about teaching because of that I'm here today, guys. Clear? So many people nowadays learning Power BI. So Power BI is booming like anything, right? So Power BI is booming like anything. Many people are trying to learn Power BI and jump into IT industry. The question is, if you learn only Power BI, can I get a job? The answer is 100% no. Okay. Many guys call me, sir, I wanted to learn Power BI and I wanted to jump into IT industry. As a technical person, as a 20 years experienced guy, getting only with the Power BI knowledge, getting into IT industries, it is difficulty. Okay. So I strongly recommend people who wanted to learn Power BI, they need to learn SQL server knowledge. SQL knowledge is very, very important. Clear? Whether you learn SQL or whether you learn Oracle, all these are called RDBMS tools. We're going to be discussing, right? Any one of these tools you should know very well. Clear? Many people, many students comes to me and say, sir, I have a basic knowledge about SQL. So basic knowledge will not work, right? Basic SQL knowledge will not work. You need to have in-depth of knowledge. Clear? Power BI is very, very easy course. And to get into the industry, Power BI only knowledge is not sufficient. You remember, if the trainer is not telling you, he is simply cheating you. Remember this point forever. Okay? If somebody is not telling you this, then simply they're cheating you, because when you go for the interview, you'll come to know people would ask 60 to 70% of the questions you are asked in the sequels and Oracle only. Clear? So it's very, very important that you should know SQL before coming to the before joining into the Power BI classes, right? So we have live examples in this batch as well. Many people done Power BI and they not able to be there in the company. So the company said you look for new opportunities. So if you don't have the proper knowledge, it is very, very difficult to sustain in the IT industry. You may take one more month extra, okay, but complete all the courses and get into the IT industry. Am I clear, guys? So that's very, very important. Now, one more thing I wanted to tell you. So what are the top 10 jobs available worldwide now? Okay, what are the top 10 jobs are available worldwide? So the number one is completely given to data science. Okay, the completely given to data science. So this is the number one position. Next decade, you will have lot many things are available. To get into this, you need to know Python, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, neural networks. Okay, so a lot of things are available. So these are the things that you need to learn if you wanted to get into IT industry. And these are the top 10 jobs in IT industry for next decade. The next one is data analytics. Okay, so people are calling us data analytics. So and people are calling this as a data engineering. Okay, data analytics and data engineering is going to be there. The next is IoT, Internet of Things. Internet of Things, this is the next position. So and you have lot many things are available. We have cloud. Clear? So lot of things are available. So these are the top 10 jobs going to be there for next decade. So if you wanted to be into this, definitely you should know SQL very well. Without SQL, getting into data science, getting into data analytics, data engineering is very, very difficult. Clear? So data analytics means here we're talking about Power BI, we're talking about MSBI, we're talking about any BI softwares. Okay. So these are the things that you're going to be learning. But what is very, very important, SQL is very, very important. Clear? So here also, even though you're learning Python and everything, so before learning Python, SQL is very, very important. Clear, guys? Without SQL knowledge, don't come to IT industry. If somebody says you learn Power BI, you get a job, or you learn MSBA, you get a job, that is useless of time. Clear? And freshers, I don't recommend data science because data science is very, very heavy. It's very, very heavy. It is almost 1 year course. It is not 1 month course or 1 year course. You should be good in maths. You should be good in research skills. Okay, not the development skills, research. Okay, so researching is one more skill you should have. Good maths, and you should have good stats. Clear? So good stats and R&D skills, and development, Python, or any other development knowledge you should have. So it is not very easy for you to jump into the directly into data science. I don't recommend. So we can have at least go into the data analytics first, and slowly you can jump into this data analytics, data engineering. Then we have a big data. All this comes under the second. Big data, we have Spark, a lot of things are available. This is the second one. Clear, guys? And IoT means Internet of Things. This is completely end-to-end implementation. Okay, end-to-end implementation for the software. We will discuss not today what is IoT. I'll give you one beautiful example later. Cloud means storing the data on-prem. On-prem means on-premises. So instead of storing the data in on-premises, people are going to be keeping the data in the web. Okay, for example, we are going to use today Dropbox and OneDrive, or we have Google Drive. So we are sharing lot of movies, lot of things via Google Drive. Google Drive is what? Online folder. Anybody can have the data there. Even though you lose your laptop, you don't lose your data because your data is available in the Google Drive. Clear? For example, I buy a laptop. I have a lot of data in my laptop. There is a fire accident. What happens? I lose my laptop, right? Or somebody stolen my laptop. I lost my laptop. My data is also gone. But if I keep my data in a Google Drive, even though I lose my I lost my laptop, the data is safe. Clear? So nobody is going to be keeping the data on premises in the local servers. All companies are going to be putting the data into cloud platform. So you may see lot of Azure and AWS, Amazon Web Services, and Google's cloud. So all these are the platforms which are available. Google Cloud. Okay. So storing the data not locally in your laptops or in your computers, you are going to be storing the data in a cloud platform. Cloud means web. Clear? So online. Cloud means online web. That is the thing. So Azure, AWS, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, lot of companies are going to provide the Google, the cloud platforms. So many companies are going to be working on this. Okay, so this is storing mechanism. Even tomorrow, the data science and data analytics are going to get the data from these technologies. But definitely, if you wanted to learn again, you need to have SQL knowledge. Clear? So you need to have SQL knowledge. So these are the things that you need to know. Clear? But only cloud, only with the cloud, you will not be able to get into the industries, because on top of this, you have to again learn these tech. SQL is mandatory for anything, whether you wanted to learn IoT, whether you wanted to learn cloud, or whether you wanted to learn data science, anything. SQL is very, very important. Clear, guys? So many people do not know about it. They will be directly jumping into something, and end of the day, so they will know that SQL is very, very important, but I am not good into that. And without SQL knowledge, you cannot survive because we are going to work with the data. Data science needs data, data analytics needs data, cloud needs data, IoT needs data. Data means SQL, SQL means data. Remember this, data means SQL, SQL means data. But what is SQL? That is what we're going to be discussing today. Now, so hope you're able to understand clearly what is this, and how goonlinetrainings.com is going to help you. So we are going to be sharing the videos on the same day. It is your responsibility to download the video and keep it in your laptop. Okay. This video get deleted after 2 days. If you ask me after 2 days, sir, I got a fever, I could not download, means I will not be able to reply to that mail because I will simply ignore that mail because I'm not going to keep these recordings in the shared drive forever. So after 2 to 3 days, these recordings will get deleted automatically. Clear? So as soon as the class is over, within 1 hours of time, the video will get uploaded. The link will be shared on the same day. You need to keep on downloading. Clear? If you don't download for a while or for 1 or 2 days, the video will get disappeared from there. Clear, guys? So make sure that you download the videos on daily basis. Even though you're absent to the class, you download the video and watch it on the same day. Clear, guys? And what are the topics that we're going to be covering? Introduction to DBMS and RDBMS. So database management system, relational database management system, SQL Server history, database design features, data types, business integrity, primary key, foreign key, unique key, null, check, constraints, ATC, system databases, SQL commands, DDL, DML, TCL, and DCL, writing simple queries to complex queries, TSQL programming, views, index views, triggers, store procedures, curses, functions, transactions, concurrency and logs, indexes and performance tuning. And the three case studies are going to be given within a week's time to start your lab practice. Clear? So these are the things that I'm going to be, covering the next, 45 days. Clear, guys? The classes are only to Monday to Friday, and you know so daily recordings are given. Clear? So these are the topics that we're going to be happening, and and so if you have any other questions, you can ask me, you can talk to me. So yeah, definitely I'll be sending the recorded video. I need your email IDs, guys. Give me your email IDs in this session so that I will mail this recorded session to you as well. Clear? So everybody, please give me your email IDs in the chat window so that I can send this recorded video. I will not miss you out. Clear, guys? So these are the topics that we are going to be covering. So the first topic, let me take now, is introduction to database management system, or RDBMS, relational database management. So this is what I'm going to be covering today. So I'm going to be starting this session assuming that you are coming from non-IT background. So that is where the session is going to start. Okay. You don't know anything about computers. You don't know anything about IT industry. You don't know anything about data. You don't know nothing. So that is where I'm going to be starting my class. And if you don't, understand anything, you can just, unmute and speak to me. Or after the class, you should be able to speak to me. I have given my numbers, and these are my numbers, right? So you can have these numbers, and this is my email ID. These are my WhatsApp number. Anytime you should be able to reach me if you have any questions. And post, after class also, if you wanted to, you know, talk to me personally, these, I'm available on those numbers. Please call me, guys, if you have any questions. But definitely, you need to have proper knowledge on SQL. Without SQL knowledge, don't come to IT industry. If you wanted to learn tomorrow SAP or tomorrow X Android, I wanted to learn something y xyz tomorrow, but don't come to the IT industry if you don't have basics. Many people simply will tell you learn Power BI, you get a job. So that is nonsense. So they are not guiding properly. Okay, they simply say you learn data science, you get a job. No, that is completely nonsense. Clear? So learn step by step, step by step. So it may take 2 months extra, 3 months extra. Proper guidance is important. Many people who come to me, they are 2005 passed out, 2008 passed out, 2010 passed out. They don't have proper guidance and they don't get the proper jobs. But here we'll teach you from starting to end. We give you good career guidance, and people who are earning only 10,000, 20,000 rupees, okay, it is equivalent to $150 or $200 per month. Okay, they're now able to get very good salaries after joining with us, because we not only teach, so you can also buy Udemy classes, and you can learn the subject there. But we are teaching plus also mentoring, and we are guiding the people to get into the IT industry. So that is where you see all these actions from us, and definitely you love goonlinetrainings.com. Clear? Thank you, guys. So introduction to database management system. So let me go back. So let me go back, let us say in 1920, Charles Babbage invented a computer, right? Who's the inventor for this computer? Charles Babbage. So from UK. So he has invented a computer, and people do not know how to give the inputs. For example, if I wanted to get a 30, I have to input 10 plus 20 or 15 plus 15. So then I get the calculation, right? So they don't know how to input the values. These people are inputting the values, using ones and zeros. This is what the computer can understand. Am I clear? So slowly it was becoming very, very difficult. In 1940, there is a language, English like a language invented. The language name is called A language. A language called A invented, and using this language, people are talking to the computer in 1940. Clear? In 1950, and they had to invent one more language called a language called B to to communicate to the computer. So scientists invented a language called B. So, and it is having a lot of issues as well. It is having a lot of issues as well. Then later in 1960, there is a language called C language got created. It became more popular in this worldwide. So this is invented by Dr. Dennis Ritchie. Okay, Dennis Ritchie from Bell Laboratories invented this language. Clear? And it has a lot of issues. Then in 1970 we got one more language called C++ language got introduced. Clear? So there is a language called A to communicate to the computer. There is a language called B. Then there is a language called C. This became so popular worldwide. Clear? But even though it has lot of features, and still it is missing a lot of them. So in 1970 we got a C++ language. Clear? So all these things are called languages. You know, what is the advantage of a language? If you ask me, language can process the data. Remember this. What language can do? It can process the data. What do you mean by that? You give a number 5 or number 4 and number 5, you ask a language, what is the total? The language can tell you 10. Clear? So like that, any language can give you, any language can give you a processing capability. Java.net, everything can be used, and you should be able to get the data. And it is only 1 minute, guys. Somebody is not able to log. So I'm just sharing the meeting ID to them. Okay. So any language is used to process the data. So what a language cannot do, language, you can say disadvantage of the language. So disadvantage of a language, it cannot store the data. So this is the big issue for the language. Okay, so remember this point. For example, you go to the bank and you say, "My name is Baskerjogi. I wanted to open an account. My father's name is this. My address is this. I wanted to deposit $10,000 today, and you can open one account to me." So there is a language, a .NET language is used, and they would have created a application, a software being developed with the help of Java, .NET, Android. So any application the Citibank people would have developed, but they cannot store your data into the language. Clear? So the data is getting stored in some in somewhere else. Clear? Even today, no language can store your data. Remember this. That is a disadvantage of the language. But what is the advantage of the language? A language can process the data. You give me 1 million numbers, I can do the total, I can do the sum, I can find the average, I can find the maximum number, minimum number, I can sort the data. Any work you give me, I should be able to do as a language. A, B, C, C++, Java, .NET, Android, any language is good in processing the data. Remember this. Any language good in processing the data, language is bad in storing the data. Remember this point. Clear? So now what is happened in 1950s and 60s? Clear? So one of the scientists from America, from Bell Laboratories, using C and C++. So 1960s and 70s. I'm talking about 1960s and 70s. They had these languages. Using this language, scientists or many developers created an application. What application is that? It is called as a railway ticket booking application. Clear? So anybody can book a train ticket. So you can say railway ticket booking, train tickets you can book. Okay, train ticket booking app being developed. So I think 40 years back, or 50 years back. So this application being developed. So many customers are going to use this application. For example, you wanted to book a ticket. What you do? You go to the railway counter, railway reservation counter, and you are the customer, and you wanted to book a ticket. But lot of data you're going to be giving, right? So you're the customer. You wanted to supply your data. My name is John. I wanted to go from A to B, and this is my age. And can you please book a ticket for me? So when you get the data, this this application is developed using C and C++. These data cannot be stored elsewhere. So what the scientists done, they intelligently taken what is called as a notepad. Clear? So notepad is completely given. So it is also called as a flat file. Okay, flat file, or we can call this as a text file. Clear? So this is what is called notepad. So whatever I'm typing here, this is what is called notepad. This is also called as a flat file. This is also called as a text file. So the scientists have to store the data, because every customer is going to come. When they booking the ticket, they're going to be supplying a lot of data. Where should I store my data? Where should I store my data? The application, the app is going to be taking the data from the customer. So, but where should I store the data? They were into dilemma. So they got an idea. What is the idea? Let us use a text file or a flat file or the notepad. So get the data from the application app. That application is going to be storing the data here. For example, you go, your ticket number is this one. Your name is Mr. John, and you are 26 years old male, you wanted to book a ticket from some Chennai, let us say I'm going to be taking one city from India, Delhi to, let us say, my hometown, Hyderabad. So you wanted to travel, let us say, 23rd of this month and 2020. Clear? And you've been allocated with some coach number S2 and seat number, let us say, 45. And you paid INR, Indian rupees, let us say, some 1,000 bucks. Clear? So this is the data being captured and the printout of the ticket is given to the customer. Clear, guys? So this is the data you guys are, have it. So this is the ticket number and Delhi to like that. Yeah. Any questions, guys? Anybody has any question? So please mute if you have. Okay, if you don't have any questions. Clear? So like that, every customer is going to come, they're giving their data, then they're going to get the train ticket. People are happy about this computerization. So a lot of data is getting stored into this. Clear? When we store large amount of data into where? Into a notepad or a flat file, this has been saved. So let me save as this file, and I'm going to be storing this as a train ticket data. Okay, not you, the automatically application is going to be storing this, and it has been stored elsewhere. Clear? Lot of customers are booking, the data is going to come into the like this. For example, the next customer would be 1978, let us say David. Clear? So or you can say somebody else, and he's 55 years old, right? And some station to some other station, let us say Chennai to some other station you wanted to go to Pune, and let us say he's booked for December 26th, so and so time. Am I clear, guys? So this is how people are going to book the tickets, and the train number, everything is listed, and it may be paid some, 389 rupees, something like this. Clear? So the data is being stored. People are happy about it. Everything is fine. But what are the issues with the notepad? Okay, what are the issues with the flat files? Let us understand one by one. So everybody is storing the data, everybody is booking the train ticket here. So much of a data is going to go to the file. Now file size is getting increased. The first issue is the size issue. What is the size issue? Flat file size issue is the first issue. It cannot accommodate. I'm talking about 1960s and 70s. Today flat file size could be 100 GB, 200 GB, right? But that time we don't have that much of a hardware. So people are talking about MBs of data or KBs of data. You cannot have a big file. You cannot have a big file storing 10,000 records or 20,000, 50,000 rows. It is very, very difficult. Flat file has a lot of issues with the size. Okay, the first issue is the size. When you have 1,000 entries, you have to take out this file and create a new file and give the new file to the application can insert some more 1,000 rows into the second file. Once that is full, and you need to create manually one more file and give it to the application. It is storing the data. So the flat file has lot of issues, and we cannot accommodate unlimited data into the flat file. Every time you need to create a new blank file and give it to the application. So the first problem is the size issue. The second issue is called security issue with the data. Security means what? Security means what? So I have this file. Okay, I have this file. I can easily tamper. I can easily delete the data. I can simply go delete the data, right? So anybody can easily go to the computer. If they trace this file, they can simply harm the data. They can simply delete the data, or they can simply modify the data. For example, I wanted to go from here to here. There is a guy changed this saying that, sun to moon. And and they saved it. Now what happens? You have the data, but somebody has modified it. It is December, not December, they say, and December, something like this. Do we have this month? And do we have this year? And there is no S2. They're writing ABC, something like this. And this has something else, right? So lot of data can easily tamper because you don't have proper security for the file. You cannot give. If you have the access to the computer, if you know where the file is available, anybody can easily tamper, anybody can delete, anybody can do anything. Tomorrow, you the same customer comes and asks, sir, I lost my printed ticket. Can you give me one more printed ticket? So you go to the data, you go to the flat file and you print the ticket, you will get nonsense. Clear? So John M and somebody is written as a G. So what is a G? M is male, F is female. What is G? Nobody knows about it. Clear? And a 26 years old and somebody is written like this. So lot of things have been not under control because you don't have any security on this data. So whoever can access this computer, if they wanted to modify or tamper the code, they should be able to easily tamper the code, modify the code, because there is no security on this file. Clear? So that is the big issue that people are talking about. The next issue is that I wanted to retrieve the data. Why are we storing the data? Tomorrow I wanted to retrieve some information from this. For example, I wanted to know how many customers traveled from this city to this city during 1919 to 1920. I wanted to have some information to be summarized, and I have to create a report and submit to my boss. Clear? My boss is asking, hey Bhaskar, you have some data in the flat file. Can you create one nice report? Can you give me one summary, and in which let us say from station A to station B, how many customers have booked the tickets last 5 years? Can you give me a summarized report by day after tomorrow? So by Monday I should be able to see the report. Now I don't know in which file I have the data, because I told you many files been created and I don't know the data is available in which file. So I need to open file by file, file by file, file by file, and I have to write a program. The program is also not very simple program. So people have to write a program called, because if you wanted to retrieve the data for the processing purpose, we have to use a language called C language. Okay, so I have to write a C language program, and I need to supply all the files to the C language, and which is very complex. C is not so easy. C is not so easy, even though you study C language, which is very, very difficult to understand. Clear? But I should learn C language to create a report, and it was very, very difficult. I don't know where the data for the given cities. Clear? I don't have I don't know whether I should I take file number one, file number two, file number three, or all the files, or I need to take only few files, file number 100 to file number 200. So I don't know which file I need to open and what data where is available. I don't know. I need to write a complex code using a C language and supply all the files to that. And because of that, what is happening? Because of that, because of no indexes are not there. Because of indexes are not there, the processing is very, very slow. What is very, very slow? Processing. Processing is slow, or you can say retrieving is very, very slow. Clear? Processing means I'm talking about retrieving. What do you mean by index? For example, you're storing some data, you should know where the data is available. I'll give you a simple example. I have 100 students in my class and I have 4 pens, okay, markers. I called a student, let us say John or Stanley. I called Stanley. Hey, Stanley, keep this pen in the classroom. Tomorrow I need these pens. Clear? Tomorrow I need these pens. So what Stanley has done, he has taken the pens and put into one classroom. And we have 100 classrooms, and each classroom has a lot of cupboards. cupboard number 1, cupboard number 2, like that we have 40 to 50 cupboards are having. So we have 100 classrooms in that college. So I have given my pens to one of the student, and the student has taken the pens, and he went to room number, let us say room number 67 is room number, in the room number, and the cupboard number, let us say 13. Okay, so cupboard number 13, he stored these pens. Unfortunately, that guy is absent next day. The guy Stanley supposed to come tomorrow for my class, but he got some urgent work. He couldn't come, and he did not inform me where the pens are available, where the markers are available. Clear? So tomorrow I come, I'm trying to, call, Stanley. People said he's absent today. I'm trying to call him. His number is not reachable. So where to search? So I don't have any clue. Go to room number 1, search all the cupboards. Go to room number 2, search all the cupboards. Go to room number 3, search all the cupboards. So that is what is the issue. What is indexing number? Wherever you're storing this address, you need to tell, saying that this data is available so and so page and so file, so that I can go to only that file and open the file and get the data. So I will organize the data and create some index. Clear? So whenever you're storing some data, or whenever you're storing some pens, you need to tell clearly, this is the room number and this is the cupboard, the pens are available. So tomorrow I don't know whether I come or not. So this is the index, this is the index, this is the address in which the data has been stored, the pens are been stored. Sir, tomorrow you can just go there and collect your pens. Now tell me, is it very easy or not so easy? It's very, very easy. So this kind of a indexing mechanism is not there. For example, I have a lot of data. If I say the Chennai and Pune data is available, say file number 1, file number 10, file number 11. So then I can only open those files and get the data. Clear? Or I wanted to get the data for last 5 years, last 6 years. Where is the last 5 years data? So file number 202, file number 345 are going to be having last 5 years of data. If I get this index, so definitely anybody can supply only those files to the C language, it can process it. Clear? You don't have any kind of indexing mechanism. It's very, very difficult for you or for anybody to process the file. You need to supply first file, second file, third file, fourth file. To whom? To the C language. So what is the problem? Retrieving is very, very slow. Why retrieving is very, very slow? Because you don't have any indexes, and writing C language is very, very complex, and this is a headache for you. Okay. So I don't want to learn a complex programming, and I don't want to write this kind of a nonsense at all. Clear? So, and indexing is not the strategy is implemented. So many people were saying the application is good for storing data, for retrieving data. Application is very, very bad. So many people are into again dilemma. We are able to store the data, that is fine, but anybody can tamper the data. Anybody can do anything to this data. So that is very, very dangerous. And we were using still C language to retrieve the data, and storing the data still we are using C language only. We don't have anything else, right? So retrieving everything is slow, no indexes, and no what is called as a concurrency issues. There are a lot of concurrency issues started. What do you mean by concurrency? Concurrency means you can book the tickets same time by the same more than one count. For example, if you go to any office, so multiple customers are trying to buy the tickets. So what happens now? You are booking the ticket 10 o'clock in the morning using counter number 1, and one more customers also wanted to book the ticket. So all the data is going to go to the same file, right? You have multiple computers are connected to the same file, and many guys are trying to access the file. This is what is called concurrency. Concurrency means only one resource being used by multiple customers at the same time. Can it be allowed? For example, I may taking a class in the room at 10 o'clock in the morning. Can we have one more class same time in the same room by one more faculty? It is very, very difficult, right? So it is one is to one room, one faculty, one class. That's it. It is 1 to 1. But we cannot say one room will be taken by multiple faculties at the same time. So one resource is being used by multiple people at the same time is called as a concurrency. For example, Amazon.com sale is on Thanksgiving Day. You wanted to buy Apple iPhone, say 12 model. What happens now? Will you buy one by one, or at a time 10,000 people can get into the website? So concurrently means at a time. So there is a ad in the newspaper tomorrow 10 o'clock in the morning. So the sales is going to on, the time starts now. Clear? So this is the 50% discount on the Apple, latest mobile. So what you do? Everybody all over the world, they are going to be connecting to the Amazon.com 10 o'clock. So concurrence is more. So 100,000 people are connecting. They are trying to book the mobile phone. Clear? That is what is concurrency I'm talking about. Concurrency means everybody wanted to book or buy something at the same time. But 1950s and 60s people are not thought about it. So if one guy is writing some data here, this application is completely hanged or blocked, because one after the other only can book the tickets, not at a time. So you book the tickets at 10 o'clock, and that customer will wait 10 to 15 minutes. Then this guy will book at 10 or 10:15. Clear? Once it is over, the next customer will start at 10:30. Like that, we are able to store the data sequentially, not concurrently. Because when this guy is open the file and writing some data, the other application will be getting the file as a read-only mode. You cannot write the data into the file. So this fellow has to wait. So concurrency is the big issue. But today, Amazon.com will have concurrently 10,000, 20,000 people can buy the same mobile phone. You may be saying that a site is not accessible, but it is not a concurrency issue. Clear? Site is not accessible because of the load. It cannot take it. Hardware issue could be, but any site today developed by keeping a concurrency into mind. Concurrency into mind means, so at a time, how many customers I can handle it. But in 1960s, 70s, at a time, only one customer I can handle it, not more than that. If I wanted to book 10,000 tickets at a time, so 10,000, sequentially you need to do it. So each ticket is going to be taking 10 minutes, means 10,000 into 10 minutes, it will be more and more time, because simultaneously or parallelly, I cannot book the tickets. So these are the concurrency issues. If you ask me, there are a lot of issues if I store the data into the flat file. Clear? So people are happy. How can I store the data? They were able to store the data in the flat file. So they are able to identify one resource as a flat file to store the data. But lot of issues are slowly coming. So again, they were getting a lot of headaches. So this is not the complete solution to storing the data. We need to have some more proper solution to this. Now they had given a beautiful solution to these problems. Clear? So the beautiful solution is called as in 1970 and in IBM in 1970s, what is happened? There is a concept called database management system. Concept is released into the market. Okay, so they said, scientists from all the IT industry. That time IBM was, bigger company. Even today, IBM is a bigger company. IBM and Bell Laboratories people who invented C language. So from the Bell Laboratories only, there is a guy called Dennis Ritchie. right? So Bell Laboratory scientists and IBM scientists, lot of people thought, and this is not the way we should be able to deal with the data. We should have a sophisticated solution. Then they were doing a lot of research and they're able to get a concept called DBMS, database management system. So if you wanted to store the data, we should not have these kind of an issues. File size should not be there, security should not be there. Retrieving of the data is very, very slow because no indexes are available. We should not use a C language. We need to identify a new language. The C language is very, very complex. So what they have done in 1970s, database management system, a concept got created and released into the public. It is a concept, not the software. Okay. For example, I wanted to start a banking. So I should know what is a banking concept, right? Or I wanted to start a insurance. What is the insurance concept? Do you know? So without knowledge, you cannot start a company, right? You need to have the theory of that insurance or the concept. So if I wanted to store data, my I should have addressed all these things in my solutions. Okay, database management system is spoken about all the issues, how to handle unlimited data, how to provide a lot of security to the data, how to retrieve the data slowly, how to create indexes, how to have the concurrency issues. Then that means multiple people should be able to use your data file simultaneously. There is a concept got created in 1970s, and there is a new language got created along with the concept. They have invented one more thing. So what is the one more thing? So one more thing is called a language as well. This is a concept got created. Plus there is a language called SQL. Okay. In 1970s, this language invented by IBM guys. Clear? So we should not use C language. C language is very, very difficult to understand. Let us invent a new language called SQL language. So SQL language is created to interact with the data. So these are the new things got invented in 1970s, IBM plus the other companies. But this language called structured query language. This language is called as a structured query, okay, language. It is not a software, it is a language like a C and C++, remember. Okay, so it is what is called SQL language is invented by IBM people, and a database management concept is also created. So using this concept, there are a lot of other concepts got released. Clear? So there are a lot of types of DBMS systems got released. One of the type of the DBMS system is called, so the first DBMS is called Network DBMS concept. Network DBMS concept, it got released into the 1970s and 71s, and it is a big failure. It cannot store all kinds of a data, and it is a big failure that time. So you know, people were not using that. The next type of DBMS system is called as a hierarchical database management system. This is also failed into the market. All these are the types of DBMS systems. Clear? The next one is called, the next one again from purely IBM side. Okay, RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, released by IBM, and it is a big success nowadays. Clear? So who released this RDBMS? By IBM. There is a scientist called Dr. E.F. Cod. Clear? So he was a scientist and a mathematician in IBM. This fellow said, if you wanted to store the data, database means what? I would like to store large amount of data. I wanted to have all these features to be implemented there. I should not have any kind of a complex programming. I don't want to write. I don't want to have a slow processing. So I should have a sophisticated system and that I wanted to have it. So network DBMS and hierarchical DBMS is completely failed, and RDBMS is relational database management system. It is one type of the database management system. It can store large amount of data, and you can retrieve whenever you want. This large amount of data will completely secured and highly faster, and no complex language you can write. So you can use a language called SQL language to interact with the RDBMS concepts. Clear? So using this concept, so EF code has given you some rules. Those are called 12 code rules. He has given some rules to us. Okay. Rule number one. Rule number one, it should not have any size issue. Rule number two, it should have a proper security. Rule number three, while retrieving the data, you must create an index on the data. Then you retrieve the data. You must not use a C language. You have to use a SQL language to interact with your data. Clear? So lot of rules been created. If you are using at least 10 rules, 12 code rules are available, and if you're using at least 10 rules, and you are called as a RDBMS software. Clear? So we have a lot of RDBMS softwares are available, or people will say RDBMS tools are available today with the help of these rules only. What are they? Now the popular tool is called Oracle. You can see Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server and IBM DB2. IBM is inventor for RDBMS. IBM has a database 2000, and IBM has one more, Netezza. It is from IBM, and MySQL from MySQL Corporation, and Teradata from Teradata Corporation, PostgreSQL. All these are the softwares. All these are the softwares, or you can say tools. Okay. What this can do, it can simply store the data, remember, and you can retrieve the data instead of storing the data into the flat file. Now you are going to store the data into Oracle, you're going to store the data into SQL Server. So all these are different softwares to store the data, nothing else. Clear? So these softwares have been created using these 12 chord rules. Clear? If you have at least minimum 10 chord rules, then the software is called as a RDBMS software. Clear? This is a software, it is not a language, right? But if you wanted to interact tomorrow, for example, so you wanted to interact, this is you're a developer, or you're a RDBMS programmer, that is you wanted to interact with this softwares. How do you interact? I am interacting today using a language called English, but I am teaching RDBMS today. How do I interact? I should have a language to interact, right? So if you wanted to interact, you should use a language. The language is called as SQL. Clear? So all developers are going to be interacting with Oracle SQL Server DB2 with the help of a language called SQL. I can interact with you in English, right? I can interact with you in Chinese. I can interact with you in my own language. So there has to be a language for the interaction. So Oracle is not a language. Be clear. Oracle is a software. SQL Server is a software, and RDBMS is a concept. So Oracle is a RDBMS software. What is RDBMS? As we know, RDBMS can store data and to retrieve data. If somebody says, what is the purpose of RDBMS? Store data and retrieve data or access the data. That's it. Whenever you need, you should be able to access the data. RDBMS is just like a go down, a storeroom. In the storeroom, what you do? You store the items, you retrieve the items. In go down, what you do? You put the items and get the items. Just like that. RDBMS is a sophisticated software where you can store unlimited data, large amount of data, you can have it, and you free for these issues. So size issue, security issue, and retrieving indexes, concurrency, lot of things will be taken care by the RDBMS software itself. Clear? So tomorrow you can simply go to the RDBMS and you get the data. RDBMS is a concept. Banking is a concept and Citibank is a company. Clear? Like that, RDBMS is a concept. Using the concept, these are the IT companies, they are releasing the softwares, Oracle and everything. So remember, SQL is a language. SQL Server is a software. Many people think that there is SQL here, there is SQL here. Both of them are same. No, both of them are not same. For example, mine is Bhaskar Biden. Do you think that I'm a Trump? I am a president of America because now currently president is Biden. My name is Bhaskar Biden. Biden and Biden is matching. So can you say I'm the son of Biden? So that is a nonsense. Clear? So this SQL is something different. This SQL something different. You cannot say like that. Clear? So if somebody says SQL means if you know Oracle, that means you know SQL. If you know SQL Server, you know SQL, DB2, Netezza. So if you wanted to interact with the RDBMS software, you are going to be learning a language called SQL. People would ask you, do you know SQL? That means that if you know any software, people are going to be teaching you SQL. So SQL Server, SQL are not same. SQL Server is a name of the software, Microsoft software. They have taken the name from SQL itself. And this company is also taken the name from SQL itself. So be clear what is a software, what is the language. So SQL is a language. It is given by IBM people, okay, in 1970s, and to store the data into RDBMS softwares to retrieve the data into the RDB from the RDBMS softwares. Clear? So people would ask you, do you know Oracle? That time you say, no, 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 I don't know Oracle. I know DB2 or I know Netezza. If somebody says, do you know SQL? Yes, if you know PostgreSQL, Teradata, MySQL, Netezza, if you know any one of them, that means you know SQL. Clear, guys? So be clear what is SQL and what is RDBMS, what is the Oracle, what is SQL Server, so what is a DB2. All these are softwares. RDBMS, Relational Database Management System concept given by Dr. E.F. Cod, and it is going to be having lot of relational mathematics and calculus and set theory. Using these concepts, RDBMS is created. So what are the concepts? Set theory, set A, set B, union, intersection. Do you know? So all these things are going to be used. We are going to be learning all these things in our SQL itself. And we are going to be using letter calculus. We are not going to be using calculus, but RDBMS is created with the help of this. So set theory, calculus, lot of maths being used, and relational algebra. So a lot of things are used to create a RDBMS concept, and we are not going to be learning all the mathematics here. SQL is a very very simple language that you can learn. If you learn SQL, you can interact with all these softwares, Oracle, SQL Server, and anything. So everything can be implemented or anything can be understood very very easily. Now since we are going to learn SQL Server, let us talk about SQL Server history. Clear, guys? So people will say SQL Server or SQL Server. Okay. So the pronunciation like SQL Server or SQL Server. This is the way you should write. Now, what is the history SQL Server history? It is the Microsoft software released in 1.0 version in 1989. Okay. So then Microsoft released 3.0, then they've released 5.0, then 7.0, then SQL Server 2000 is the big hit for them. SQL Server 2000 is the next version. Clear? So till this, it is completely RDBMS software only. Clear? Then the next big release happened in by SQL Server 2005. Okay, inside What Microsoft is added? It is RDBMS software plus in this only Microsoft has added analytics, SSIS and SSAS and SSRS being added into the SQL Server only. Clear? So what is MSBI? Microsoft Business Intelligence. RDBMS means no. What is RDBMS? It can store the data, retrieve the data. Apart from that, it is also having a lot of other features. So MSBI is introduced to perform data analytics and everything. Clear? So this is the change has happened in SQL Server 2005. Later you got 2008 software, then 2008 R2 software, then 2012 SQL Server, then 2014, then 2016, then 2017, then 2019 is the current SQL Server software. Clear? So you should be able to install 2019 software. Automatically, you will get MSBI will get installed there, and RDBMS also will get installed there. Clear? If you wanted to learn MSBI, so that you can learn later. And a new batch for MSBA is going to start next Saturday. Next Saturday, 8 a.m. it is going to start IST. Next Saturday means what is the date? The date I'll tell you. It is 12th. It is December 12th. We're going to be starting a new MSBA batch. Clear? So time is 8 a.m. IST. If you wanted to attend, simply attend the demo and understand what is data analytics and what is business intelligence. We're going to be talking about it. But in this class, I'm not going to be talking about this. Forget about this. So it is completely RDBMS. But today, SQL Server software, not only RDBMS software, but also data analytical software. What is analytics? That we'll see later. And after MSBA, there is a software released Power BI. Okay, it is a business intelligence software, or you can say it is a reporting software, which is not going to replace Power BI. It's a reporting software. Okay, so many people thinking that MSBA is gone and Power BI is completely replacing of MSBA. It's not like that. MSBA is traditional BI software, and the Power BI is completely reporting software, which is a small software only for the visualization and the reporting purpose. Okay, so this is for the data analytics purpose. We have these softwares, and the Power BI classes, taken by one more faculty. So these are, I think next classes are going to start after 10 days. Okay, the new batch. If you wanted to go to Power BI, you can go. So we have SQL Server and MSBA, Power BI. If you wanted to learn anything, SQL Server and RDBMS is very, very important, guys. Clear? So to install 2019, you should have Windows 10 and minimum 2 GB of RAM, any processor, and minimum 100 GB of hard disk. Disk space is needed. Clear? So nothing else. And you can have MS Office that you can install, Excel, MS Word, PPT that you can install. So these are the things that you need to have. And if you wanted to have software installation to be done, so you can reach my team. You can reach my team. So these people are going to be installing. One time support will be given by us. We cannot multiple times, we cannot install. We cannot say install in that, install in that, install in that. No, we will be installing only once for you. And you take one good laptop and install Windows 10 there. If you have any other software, any other operating systems, it will be difficult. If you have Apple books, Mac books, and it will be very difficult to install this. And make sure you have Windows 10 and a cleaned machine. We will give you software SQL Server 2019, SQL Server or SQL Server. So that is how you have to pronunciate it. Okay, remember that. And you can reach my team at this number 96421 for the installation or any other support. This is their email ID, and you reach me if something is not done properly to you, or if you have any other questions, you can ping me in this WhatsApp number. This is my email ID. Am I clear? So this is what we're going to be having now. Very beautiful question. When the SQL Server batch starts? Okay, SQL Server demo is happened today. SQL Server, the new batch will start. So the timings are morning 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. IST, not the 8 a.m. And the actual batch is going to start from December 14th. Okay, December 14th, 2020. This time, this is a Monday. Clear? So this is only demo happened today at 8 a.m. So the actual class is going to start next Monday. So next, whole week we don't have any classes, and same meeting ID you can use. Same meeting ID you can use to attend these classes from December 14th morning 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. IST. These classes from Monday to Friday. No classes on Saturday and Sunday. This is the new batch is going to have. Clear? For SQL Server. If anybody wanted to, attend MSBA new batch, okay, new batch, if anybody wanted to attend, this is going to happen next Saturday, is December 12th. Clear? If anybody wanted to attend MSBA demo, new batch demo is conducted. Okay, it is on Saturday. Okay, we will give you meeting ID. If you wanted to have it, just ping me, and new batches demo will be there. And 14th onwards, the regular classes are going to start for MSBA. Clear? So MSBA regular classes are going to start from Monday, same time. So these are the new batches for you guys. So it is a new batch, December 14th. Clear? If you have any questions, you can just ask me now. What is required for Power BI? So SQL, right? For software installation, again, same in Windows XP, Windows 10, 2 GB of RAM, same thing you need to have. Clear? Power BI, you can download from the internet. We are not going to be giving you Power BI software. So Power BI is a separate course. We have one more faculty who's going to be teaching, but without SQL knowledge, don't learn Power BI. Or if you're learning Power BI, along with that, you also join SQL Server. But without SQL knowledge, if you get a Power BI job, means you cannot work not even one day in the company. I'm telling you, you will be thrown out from the company within 1 month or within 15 days. Clear? And many people think that Power BI is a very, a new software and I can get a job very, very easily. Not at all. Not at all. Power BI is not easy. Clear? Power BI is easy, but if you know SQL, and many companies also asking along with the Power BI, MSBI also they're asking. Clear? So when you join the company, people would ask, do you know Power BI? Yes, very good. But do you know MSBI? So that is where you say, you don't know. So many people not aware that. Many people not aware that Power BI needs SQL, Power BI job needs MSBI as well. Remember this point, okay? So many trainers are not saying like this. At least in MSB, there are three tools are available, right? At least you should know one tool. SSIS you should know from MSBA. So when you join the company or when you go for the interview, that's when you'll come to know people needs in depth of Power BI, in depth of SQL, in depth of at least MSBA, one tool, ETL tool called SSIS. That tool you should know to get into the IT industry. Clear? Otherwise, what will happen? You will be recruited and thrown into one small project. When the project is over, then you say you don't know any other skills. You better get out from this company. Okay? You don't know any other skills and better get out from this company. Clear, guys? So, what is MSBA and all these things we're going to be discussing in the next Saturday? You please attend. Okay? But this class is only for the SQL Server. Clear? Okay, guys. Any other questions? Yeah. So after learning SQL Server, you can learn MSBA, Power BI, anything because SQL is the mandatory, right? So after learning this, you can learn Power BI, MSBA, whatever you wanted to learn. So Power BI is a 30 days course. MSBA is a 45 days course. If you know SQL, so that you can learn anything. Clear? The cost and everything will be given in a mail separately. So the price and everything will be given. So no worries about it. And guys, please give me your email IDs. So I think new people I can Subramanyam and Janet and Hemant home. So please give me your email IDs and leave. Or you just WhatsApp me your email ID. This is my WhatsApp number and you can leave. The next class is going to start. Okay. From SQL Server is going to start this time, okay, with the same meeting ID, guys. You need not worry about the meeting ID. So this is the when. So this is next Monday. It will be Sunday night for you in the US timings. Sunday night for you. And yeah, you need to learn SQL Server first, okay, in order to go with the MSBA or Power BI. Yeah, people should know SQL, at least complete uh, 1 month of or 20 days of SQL. Then you can jump into MSBA or you can jump into Power BI. At least 40% of SQL, if you know, then you can easily understand MSBA or Power BI. Clear? So it's very, very important, guys. Any other questions you have? So no one is the best. Everything is, see, if you know Power BI, you should have MSBA. If you know MSBA, you should know Power BI. It is like that. Okay. Nothing is best now. Yeah, we are going to be teaching complete in-depth of SQL, nested queries, subqueries, joins, CTs, so stored procedures, indexes, temporary tables, triggers, concurrency, lot of things we're going to be covering. The complete syllabus I have given in this, right? So views, triggers, stored procedures, curses, and writing queries. In this, we're covering completely in-depth of joins, subqueries, correlation subqueries, derived tables, ranking functions, everything we're going to be covering. So no worry about it. Clear? Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We learn, yeah. So many people trying to learn Power BI, but after going to the job, the company asks them to learn MSBA as well. Clear? So that is the secret. Nobody will tell you, but the secret is the secret. So people will say, you learn Power BI, you get a job. That is only a word, but that is not the real thing in the world. So people who know Power BI, they should know SQL, they should know MSBA as well. Okay, but many teachers are not telling that because they wanted to they don't want to confuse you at this time, right? But the fact is that people who should know who know Power BI, they should know SQL very well. They should know MSBA, especially SSIS, very well. Yeah, thank you, guys. So give me your email IDs. This recorded video I'm going to be sending. So after 1 hour. Thank you, guys.